I also saw a note in the questions about lost relationships, not only to someone passing, but that they've lost love because a partner, a spouse will leave because the spouse didn't know how to deal with this. So if we were going to simmer all of this down, here's the quote that I use. Take what you need, not more than what you need. Give what you can, not more than what you have. And that quote has served me through many, many years and helped many, many people understand how much they should give of their time, of their money, of their energy, of their life experience, of all of it. Take what you need, not more than what you need. Give what you can, not more than what you have. So let's take the scenario of you have learned hoarding from a loving parent. And for some reason, I use the following hand signal with this. I don't know. It probably won't become famous, but it is what it is. And my clients know what I'm talking about when I do it. Here's the person who has taught you this skill. And this person, based on all of their life experience and information and good love, will share the best that they can with you. And here you are, and you'll take what they are showing you and role modeling and what you're learning from them. And with that, you will move forward in love. But there's some very strong differences here. You here have a different set of variables in your life, and you have a different set of goals. The other key piece that people forget is when you're an adult, let's use this example, you're a parent, a loving parent has given you the best information and guidance they can. They gave it to you at an age appropriate level. So maybe you're here saying, I want to be a good girl. How am I going to be a good girl? I'm going to keep and respect everything that my mother left me when she left this planet. And I'm going to cherish it and take care of it. And what do I do with it? When you have your clear, well-lit path laid out for you, and you know what your core values are, you can push against your core values to see if keeping this or freeing it up to help someone else and create space in your life so that you can breathe and live fully and grow in a healthy way, just like a tree needs the sunlight. And if there are other trees growing around it blocking that light, that tree cannot flourish. So how can we create enough space in your cocoon, in your life, to allow yourself to become who you want to be and live your one precious life fully without being cluttered by the life lessons, even loving ones, of those who came before us? And then also realize you are a role model for those who are coming after you, who you are being, who you want the best for. So you're the role model for those who come after you, your children. But also creating space in a relationship, in a partnership this way. So what does this mean? If your spouse doesn't have room on the bed to be one with you, then there's no room for that person to come into your life and they feel like they have been pushed out. So again, the way that I help people through this is to invite this in. What did your mother represent to you as an example? And if your mother represented teamwork and responsibility, accountability, how about inspiration or being an athlete? Maybe your mother taught you to have an incredible work ethic and any of these, a sense of humor, a sense of faith, any of these things. That's what you want to focus on. And if you have to go through your mother's things, and there may be layers, oh my gosh, there may be sedimentary rock layers of generations of stuff in your home. And to understand and respect those who came before us and how they used that to create who you are. Understand the qualities there, as opposed to the infamous toaster and nail clippers. The qualities that they brought to you were a sense of faith, humor, a work ethic, responsibility, love, and compassion. So how does a toaster represent those things? They probably don't. And the nail clippers that you now have 5 pair of, they don't. So to be free enough to allow those things the freedom to go and do something else in the world. So that is a way to honor your parent by freeing those things up and maintaining the quality that the parent offered and rolled as a model for you.
I love that. I absolutely love that concept. All right, let's repack it real quick, real fast, just as a quick review. Because the example that our parents gave us or what they represented to us was so important to us that we're hanging on to that stuff right now. What I'm hearing Michelle say, and Michelle, correct me if I don't quite have it right. I think I've got it. But the idea is this: because you embody that, because you believed it, because you respect it, because you want to hang on to it, become that in your own life so that you can turn around and lead by example and you can be that mentor to someone else. Right now, one of the things that Michelle is saying about don't take more than you need and don't give more than you have, it comes down to, what is it that I have? What I have is who I have become as a result of the influences in my life. And imagine this. Imagine if you took the things that are important to you and you hung on to a couple of them, but you became the person to someone else that your mother was to you, or that important part of the person, whether it's your spouse, your child, whomever it is in your life. What if you embodied those elements that were so important to you and you were then able to share that with someone else? That's far more important than all the stuff, because we came into the world without our stuff and we're going to leave the world without our stuff. But what difference did we make? And I heard the word legacy at the top of this conversation from Michelle. And my question to you is, what is the legacy? What is the legacy that you got from your parents that their stuff represents to you? What is that legacy? And if we break that down piece by piece, what elements of that are so important to us that no matter what, we don't want to let go of those elements? What is that? And can we reflect that in our own lives as we start to become more honest about who we are as people and be honest in our relationships to other people so we can invite them into our space,
Mhm.
right?
Beautifully said.